Good morning, everybody. Matt Moda here with another episode of the Dong Report, where I give out my favorite MLB home run picks of the day. As for today, we're talking Tuesday. Happy Dinger Tuesday, June 25th. I'm actually going to have 4 players on Dong Watch for you guys to lock in. 3 players that I like that I'm putting the traditional half unit on, and then 1 dart throw that I'm putting a quarter unit on that I think is just an insane price. So 4 players for you guys to look forward to. Of course, before we can get into those picks, we've got to do a recap from yesterday, which was unfortunately not one of our Dong days. I gave out 3 picks yesterday. We did not get any of those 3 players to cash. We lost Gunnar Henderson, we lost Tyler Stevenson, and we lost Ryan O'Hearn. A lot of chalk dudes hit a home run yesterday, none of which were players that we had, which was unfortunate. That now brings our total losses on the year. We are down a little bit over 13.5 units. Obviously, that's terrible. Majority of that losses, not majority, all of those losses came at like the first 3 weeks of the year, which we just could not get any luck. If you look at the data since April 21st, which is like over 2 months now, we're up over 4 units in that stretch. Granted, up over 4 units in 2 months isn't amazing, but it looks a lot better than down 13.5 units. So a lot of those losses came at the beginning of the year. Obviously, they still get tracked equally, but I did just kind of want to just let people know it hasn't been as gross as it looks, but hopefully we can turn things around after getting no dongs yesterday. Reminder to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are not already. And let's get right into it. So 4 players for you guys to lock in. Number 1, Guardians versus Orioles game. I'm taking Jose Ramirez to hit a home run plus 340 odds at FanDuel. So we did not go with Ramirez yesterday. He hit a home run. So hopefully we can right those wrongs. I did look at him yesterday, but obviously decided not to go with him. So hopefully he can mash one today. We've seen Ramirez go on ridiculous home run binges before, like in this last month. So I'm not necessarily scared off of the fact that he did hit one yesterday. And he's just had a really, really good year. And he has a really good matchup against Orioles pitcher Cole Irvin as well. Irvin is a left-handed pitcher for the Orioles, and that pitcher, he's generally worse against right-handed batters. So Irvin is a left-handed pitcher who's worse against right-handed batters, which is kind of standard. And what I really, really like about Jose Ramirez is that he's a switch hitter who's almost equally good either batting right-handed or left-handed, strictly when it comes to power. His ISO rate against left-handed pitching is 26.1%. Against right-handed pitching, his ISO rate is 25.9%. So basically equal there. But I will say, if you look at all of his numbers, not just specifically ISO rate, Ramirez is a much better batter against left-handed pitchers. So when you can target him against lefties, that's generally what you would want to do. Looking at the entire season, not looking at any splits or anything like that, Ramirez has the 10th best ISO rate in the MLB at 25.9%. That ISO rate would put him in the excellent category as defined by FanGraphs. But what I really, really like about Jose Ramirez and what matches up really well against the pitcher Cole Irvin is that the reason why Ramirez has been such a good home run hitter this year is because of his fly ball rate. He hits a fly ball at a 49.8% rate. That's the 5th highest fly ball rate in the MLB. And he has a pull rate of 49.8% as well, which is the 9th highest pull rate in the MLB. So we basically 50% hit rate in terms of fly ball and pull rate. Generally, home run hitters have high fly ball rates and they have high pull rates. Now, Ramirez isn't the type of guy that crushes the baseball incredibly hard. The way he's able to hit home runs is by pulling it and by hitting the ball in the air. Luckily for Jose Ramirez, that's the perfect way to get home runs when you look at Cole Irvin. Cole Irvin allows a fly ball rate to a 45.1% to right-handed hitters. So looking at that specific split, Cole Irvin against righties, again, 45.1%. That would be the 12th highest in the MLB. And he allows a pull rate of 44.9% against right-handed hitters. That would be the 13th highest in the MLB. So that matches up really well with Jose Ramirez. And then just in general, Irvin allows a hard hit rate of 39%. That is actually the highest hard hit rate allowed in the MLB. If you extrapolated it out, that's against right-handed hitters. So match made in heaven for Jose Ramirez. Hopefully he comes through. Dong's one for us. Next up, Marlins versus Royals game. I'm taking Bobby Whit Jr. to hit a home run plus 460 odds at Bet Rivers. So going to get out ahead of this one. A little bit of a tongue twister there. Whit Jr. has only hit 3 home runs in the month of June, but he does have a great opportunity to mash one tonight. even as the home runs haven't quite been there for Bobby Whit Jr., he has consistently all year hit the ball pretty hard. He's got the 5th most hard hits in the entire MLB, and he has a hard hit rate of 48.3%. His average exit velocity, that measures how fast the ball leaves the bat when you make contact. That would be he has the 18th highest average exit velocity in the MLB at 92.3 miles per hour. His barrel rate on the year is 14.6%, so that's within the great category as defined by FanGraphs. And that's also the 15th highest barrel rate in the MLB. He's not quite in the excellent category. Anything is for excellent is 15% and above. But he's pretty close, and he's still top 15, obviously, in the MLB. So even as he hasn't quite hit a ton of home runs, he's still been hitting the baseball very hard. And he should have the advantage, as you can sense the theme here, over the Marlins pitcher who he is facing tonight, Yonny Chirinos. He's a right-handed pitcher. Now, he's only made one start this year, so admittedly, it's a small sample size, but this is also going back to last year's data as well. Chirinos was not great in that one start he made this year, and his pitch mix lines up perfectly with the types of pitches that you want from Bobby Whit to hit a bunch of home runs, right? And to hit well for power. He throws a fastball, Chirinos does 50% of the time, and Whit Jr. has his best power numbers specifically against fastballs, which most players you can say that about. But even more specific than that, Whit Jr., his best pitch in terms of power are splitters, right? He has a 487 ISO rate against splitters, which is a crazy number, his best ISO rate against any pitch by far. And Chirinos throws a splitter 33% of the time. So 50% of the time, fastballs, 33% of the time, even more specific than that. Splitters, that lines up pretty well with Bobby Whit Jr., so hopefully he comes through and mashes one for us. That's our second play. Third up, Rockies versus Astros game. I am taking Jose Altuve to hit a home run at plus 470 odds at Caesars. So this play is kind of similar to Bobby Whit Jr. in that it's going to take a little bit of a leap of faith as Altuve hasn't hit for a ton of power this season. But this is another situation where the batter-pitcher matchup should heavily favor the batter and Jose Altuve. For starters, Altuve is going up against a left-handed pitcher, Austin Gomber of the Rockies. Generally, in his career and this season, Altuve is a much better batter when facing left-handed pitching. Now, he hasn't hit for a ton of power specifically this year against lefties, but you look at his stats across the board, they're all better for Jose Altuve against left-handed pitchers. And what I like about Jose Altuve and why I think he has a really good chance to hit a home run in this matchup specifically is he pulls the ball very frequently. He's got a pull rate of 57.3%. That's the best pull rate in the MLB by far. Almost 60% of the time he's pulling the ball. And he's also one of the best four-seam fastball hitters in the MLB as well. Even when you look at a season in which his power has been a little bit diminished, he is the 8th best hitter in the MLB, specifically against four-seam fastballs. That's according to FanGraphs and weighted runs above average. 8 of his 12 home runs this season have come against fastballs. His ISO rate, again, these are four-seam fastballs. His ISO rate against four-seam fastballs is 29%. That's obviously in the excellent category, and that's by far his best ISO rate of any single pitch. Now we look at Austin Gomber. His most frequented pitch is a fastball. He throws four-seam fastballs 42% of the time. His next most frequent pitch are sliders. Sliders just so happens to be the pitch that Jose Altuve hits for the second most power, obviously behind fastballs. So he has 4 remaining home runs that he has hit, not from four-seam fastballs. 3 of those 4 have come against sliders. And then Austin Gomber also allows the 12th highest pull rate in the MLB as well. That lines up perfectly with how Altuve likes to hit home runs. These two went up against each other earlier this season, back on April 28th. Jose Altuve hit him yard. Hopefully he can do so once again tonight, cashing this out for us. And then lastly, our fourth and final pick of the video. This is mostly just a value play, so I'll keep it brief. And this also, to confirm, is going to be for a quarter unit, but I'm taking Steven Quan to hit a home run at plus 1,900 odds at Caesars. Simply put, this should not be priced at plus 1,900. This is an absolutely absurd price on Steven Quan to hit a home run. Now, Quan is a lefty. Admittedly, Cole Irving is a worse pitcher against right-handed batters than lefties. We went over that with the Jose Ramirez prop. But this is still an insane price for Steven Quan, who's quietly been really good recently. He's hit 4 home runs in the last 30 days. His ISO rate in that stretch is 25.7%, so that's within the excellent category. And you look at his numbers across the board, and they are phenomenal. His batting splits across the board are phenomenal over the last 30 days. Our friends at Ballpark Pal give this a +10 extreme advantage in favor of Quan when looking at the matchup against Cole Irvin. Makes sense. Irvin throws fastballs 61% of the time. Quan crushes fastballs, hits them really well. And this is just an insane price at +1900. Every other book, or the closest book, I should say, has this at 1400, with most other books having it around like +1100. So it's a really good price. At +1900 makes it worth a quarter unit dart throw. So hopefully Steven Quan can mash one for us. That would be electric if we can get him to hit a home run. So let's hope for that. And that's all we got. 4 players on Dong Watch for you guys today. If we just get one of these guys to hit a home run, we will at least be green for the day. If we can get multiple, that would be amazing. So let's hope for that. I appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and have a good one.